Hello and welcome to our Pokemon Go Christmas special. This is the last part in a series of 3 videos, the other 2 covering the Pokemon Go eggs in part 1 and the Pokeballs in part 2. And today we're going to be looking at the Pokestop to top off our tree. In the description down below you'll find a template that will be free. If you'd like to support me on Patreon or leave a tip, or even just watch this video without ad block, then that would be much appreciated so I can keep making all of these resources for you. The first thing I'm going to do is show you this. I use Elmer's Extreme Glue when I'm just doing paper. I really love Elmer's, and honestly I can get like a pack of 2 for 50 cents when you have the back to school specials, and they're on within like the next month and a half. So yeah. Anyway, the first thing that we're going to do is cut out our template. If you want, you can cut this out onto cardboard. That might be a little bit better if you're going to use a Stanley knife. I'm going to be using a combination of like a Stanley knife and scissors. And you're going to need about a piece and a half of big blue cardboard, like A2 size. And you're going to cut out 4 of each part of the pattern. You can get thicker cardboard if you want to, but this is the one that's available in most newsagents. So what I've done there is I've just glued all of the pieces together, and then I'm just going to trim it up. You can use sandpaper if you've really glued them well together, but I'm not going to do that just because I have no need to. It's not going to stick around for that long because I'm going to be making an Undertale Christmas tree soon after. So anyway, I've just gone ahead and glued some of the pieces together, just using that glue stick. It's got some long stick pieces, and I'm just joining all of the floating bits together. So in the template, I have included what I think will be the correct amount that you will need for your base, but depending on the size of your tree, you might need it thicker, thinner, higher, shorter. So just grab a length of cardboard similar to what is in the template and just experiment with it. And I've added just a little bit of Elmer's glue just to keep it in place. And this little piece comes in handy when you're waiting for that to dry, just using the little square piece with the blue with the hole in it. I'm just going to put that over the top, and that'll help it to dry while I measure out the next bit. The reason why there's no template for this next bit is it's all going to depend on what size hole you have made. And so what I'm just going to do with this next piece is I'm just eyeballing roughly how tall I want my Pokestop to be, and then I'm going to cut a piece of cardboard that will be big enough for me to fold 3 times, making a total of 4 sides, and then 2 of those sides are going to overlap each other, and that's going to make a triangle. And that triangle then needs to be able to fit into that hole you see on top of the cone there. So that's just what I'm doing at the moment. I'm just going to speed this bit up. It just took a little bit of fiddling to get it to be the right shape. So you'll see here that it will take a little bit of fiddling just to get the right size and the right length, and I'm just basically eyeballing it. My template was printed out at 75% of the template size. If you want a really big tree, then you can make it even bigger if you want to. Just be aware of the thickness of your cardboard and how much it will be able to handle. It's always possible to make it out of something like foam core board or thick cardboard, and finishing up with maybe some cardstock on the edges, or sometimes I use a little bit of clay to smooth it out, and then that just makes it look a little bit neater. Just while we're finishing this, I'll let you know that another option is if you don't want the cardboard pieces all glued together and you want them to be a bit more free floating, you can wedge in between some fishing line in between some of the layers of the cardboard that you make, and you can then attach those to all the different pieces, and that would make it swing a little bit more. I haven't tried it in this video, but it's always possible. I'd really love to see if anyone does do that. And I'm not going to make the little cherry blossoms that happens when you activate a lure. Oh, sorry, lure module. Oh, good. I'm just adding a little bit of glue there just to keep it all in place, and I'll just squeeze it together a little bit. So yeah, anyway, I have not done the cherry blossoms to add to it if you wanted to really make your tree all super blinged out. But you could always attach some of those petals if you just want to cut them out of pink cardboard, and just get a little needle and sew through some fishing line or some invisible thread, and you can hang them all over your tree in threads and dreads and all around. I think that'd be super pretty. Otherwise, you could probably just also get some pink cardboard and chop up all the little petals and then just sprinkle them all over the tree. I think that would look really impressive. I wound up getting some red and white tinsel, and the tinsel was just a little bit big for the small tree that I had, and I just trimmed it up, and I could have used that excess white trim just to go all around it. So I could put it there if I wanted it to be a little bit more stable, but I kind of want that middle piece to be a bit more free-forming because that's the part that you spin. So I'll just continuously throughout the video, I'll just edit it a little bit. In the end, I wound up having to use a bit of Elmer's glue all just because I needed it to dry that little bit quicker for filming. The Elmer's Extreme glue that I've used in this video should be enough, but it's always good just to have multiple glue types on hands. Like I use tacky glue, fabric glue, E6000 sometimes if I can get my hands on it. I just have glues all over the place because different materials and different colors react in different ways. And so once you have your desired height, your project will be finished. Just let it dry and you will have your very own Christmas Pokemon Go themed tree. And if you guys do this project, please just send me a photo or a video or a message on DeviantArt or Facebook or Tumblr. I would love to see what you've done. And as always, I've been doing this stuff for free, so thank you to everyone that has donated. I've gotten an extra couple Patreons this month, and I really appreciate it. It allows me to just do things like buy cardboard and wool and be able to make all this lovely stuff for you. And everyone that's ever bought a commission off me, then I've been able to use that money to buy things like cameras and microphones to make these tutorial videos. So thank you to everyone that has contributed this year. You've made an awesome 2016 awesome, and I love you all. Bye.